This is Steve Ridgel, and we shared last week a little bit, our last video a couple of days ago, on how we're working through Luke 15 in our journey class because we're finding a lot of people who need to come back to their journey, and they are. We're having almost as many people come back to Jesus as we're finding who are coming to Jesus for the first time. But I was working through the Luke 15 stuff, and it was interesting because that chapter starts with some of the religious people complaining about Jesus hanging out with tax collectors and sinners. Now, I hear Christians every once in a while who want to say, yes, and that's why I go to the bar, and that's why I go to these kind of places, and that's why I do, because, Jesus hung out with the sinners. And it's almost like I hear them trying to justify why they can be in places that really probably aren't healthy for Christians. And they're like, wait a minute, I know you hang out with people. Yes, I do. But you know how that part starts about Jesus? Tax collectors and sinners were coming to Jesus, drawing near to Jesus to hear him. And so I run across a lot of people who don't know Jesus, and sometimes their lifestyles are rough. And sometimes even the people that are lost, they used to know Jesus and their lifestyles are rough. And I hang out with those people if they're interested in Jesus. I go to meet somebody and they don't want to talk about Jesus. They have no interest in talking about Jesus. I don't just say, well, let me hang out in all the places you go because maybe, Jesus hung. And Jesus talked to them about the kingdom. And so the people I'm closest to, hang out with the most with, are of course Christians, because it does matter who you spend your time with. But if somebody wanders in and they've got a life way away from Jesus, but they're curious, are interested, are seeking, you know what? Yeah, we'll hang out, we'll have a meal, but we talk about Jesus. Sometimes I think Christians want to go hang out in the sin environment under the excuse of, Jesus hung out with sinners. Man, don't twist it into something it's not. He ate with the sinners who were coming to him to hear about the kingdom because he loved them, because they were interested, because they saw somebody's life change. I don't know all the reasons why they all came, but they somehow were. And we've got a lot of people coming to hear about Jesus. We spend a lot of time with them. When they lose interest, we don't try to chase them down. We don't try to act like we're their best friend. It's pretty clear early that we're a different kind of people. And that's really attractive. The Jesus story that makes people different is really attractive. So don't twist that scripture into doing something you want to do because you think it's trendy and cool. It's not how it works. But if you really live authentic lives and your church is a church of friends and family and it really does reflect Jesus, you know what? You'll draw people who want to hear about Jesus. And when they come, welcome them, eat with them, visit with them, tell them about Jesus, help them get their journey started, help them get back on their journey. But when they lose interest, it's okay to let them go. Well, this is Steve Ridgel saying, I'm glad God's sending people with me and I'm friendly with them and we hang out and we talk about Jesus. But if they don't want to talk about Jesus and they want to live a life different from how Jesus wants me to live, we don't hang out.